Hey guys, Buff from Gaming back bringing you another video for our weapon conversion series, and today we're going to cover the final variant for the Ram 7 or the IWI Tavor 21 series, this being the STAR-21 or the STAR-21 DMR variant of this rifle. So I'll show you how to build it, we'll check out the recoil and see how this handles in-game and if it's a viable option or not. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So here we have our final build for the STAR-21, so let's go ahead and strip it down to the base Tavor variant here for IWI. So let's go ahead. First, we're going to start with a barrel. So for this one, it's going to be very similar, you'll notice, to the TAR-21 build that we did initially. So we're going to want that XRK Ranger 18-inch barrel here. So this is going to give us that damage at range, bullet velocity, as well as recoil control. The downside being with that extended barrel is we're going to get a hit to the aim down sight speed as well as the movement speed. We'll go ahead and accept that this is a DMR variant, so we're not going to be using it for a rushing rifle. So we'll go ahead and skip the muzzle as well as the laser. The optics for this one, I'm going to go ahead and do a variable zoom. However, I did find it quite effective and more viable for in-game with a candid hybrid. This will give you a 3.5 sight mount to start with, as well as the ability to swap to a red dot. So I think this would be the more viable option, but the STAR or the STAR-21 comes with typically with a Trijicon 4x sight or some sort of sniper optic. So to match that, we kind of want the variable zoom. That's going to give us that 3 to the 5.6 times sight on this. And that's going to give us the zoom level as well as the magnification toggle versus candid hybrid. Very similar. You got the 3.5 with the red dot sight. So that's, again, these two options are the two that I personally would recommend. If you wanted a 2x2 Elite here that comes custom with the Tavor 21, you could go with that as well. But variable zoom for this video. Now for the stock, we're going to want the equilibrium stock. This is going to give us that weighted stock with the cushion recoil to keep our aiming steady for precision stock shots. This being a DMR or a designated marksman rifle, that's the one we want. This is going to help us with our aiming stability. The con being the aim walking movement speed, which is fine. Now, key attachment for this, since this weapon fires the 5.56 by 45 NATO rounds, we want a 3-round burst here, since it's not a very, in-game, it's not very viable to have single shot for this, and it's not going to do the damage we want as a DMR that way, so the 3-round burst will help us do that, and I actually find this is more effective than the FAMAS G2 sniper we did the other day as well. So we have 4 attachments there. The final one, we're going to skip the grip as well as the ammunition. And the underbarrel, unfortunately, we don't have a bipod foregrip or even a bipod, which this rifle would come with in real life. So we're going to have to go with a Merc foregrip. This is that elongated foregrip. This is mainly for aesthetic or cosmetic purposes, recoil control and hipfire accuracy, which we're not using it for hipfire accuracy at all. But this is going to give us more of an extended looking bipod foregrip. We just don't have a bipod in this game, unfortunately. So this is really personal preference for, again, for the cosmetics of this weapon. I'm going to try my best to match the STAR-21 in game, and this is what we want. So that Merc foregrip will help us out, give us that, replicate the look as much as we can for the bipod foregrip that we see on the SCAR. So this is the final build, the STAR-21 or the STAR-21. Designated marksman rifle variant of this IWI Tavor or the Ram 7 that we get in game. So the one thing I did here, you'll notice obviously I put a camo on here. So I just put the commando camo on there just to kind of differentiate it from the other Tavor builds that we've done. I also think it kind of distinguishes it and makes it look pretty aesthetically pleasing as well with that light commando camo on there. So this is the STAR-21 DMR. Let's go ahead now and get in game and see how the recoil handles and then how it handles in game against bots. Okay, now that we're in game with our STAR-21 DMR or the STAR-21 designated marksman rifle, let's go ahead quick and we're just going to check out the recoil patterns with this rifle. So we did the FAMAS G2 sniper the other day, which I think this handles better, especially with the burst. So let's go ahead first. I'm just going to let this fire with the 3-round burst. I'm just going to see the recoil pattern, not controlling it. So right there, you can see much much accurate. If you go back and watch that FAMAS G2 sniper video, you can see it is much more accurate than that weapon. The FAMAS muzzle climb is pretty insane. This, you can see, I'm not controlling this whatsoever, and my bursts are all pretty much in a tight cluster here. Now, if we control it a little bit more and space out these bursts, you don't really need, you can see the muzzle climb is almost non-existent, right? So let's see. Those look pretty tight, right? So 3-round burst is basically a laser beam. Now, if we single shot this, again, those are all extremely tight as well right there. So this thing is actually a very good DMR variant of the rifle as far as accuracy is concerned. So I'm controlling this and kind of this. I controlled this a little bit with the 3-round burst. So these two are single. The rest of these are 3-round bursts. And you can see I didn't control, this was our first one. I didn't control this at all. I didn't really control any of these 3 except this one I controlled slightly, as well as this one. And you can see those are all on point, right? Very accurate weapon in single shot or burst with this particular setup. So it's basically a laser. So let's go ahead now and see how it is in game, if it's viable or not with this 5.56x45 rounds. Okay, now that we're in game with our STAR-21, let's see how this thing handles against bots here. So with this 3-round burst on, let's try and see if we can get them to come to us first. And we'll see how this goes. Again, you saw it. It is a very accurate weapon. Right there, not even controlling it, and I'm standing. 2-round burst. If you can hit your shots, right? It's basically handles like a laser too, which I love. So 2-round burst. The rate of fire between bursts is faster. I'm just comparing it right now, mainly to the FAMAS as well as the M16 OG blueprint. Much faster rate of fire, much accurate with the burst fire. The muzzle climb on the FAMAS was just kind of abysmal. You needed to aim pretty low to get those hits. So with this, you can see almost zero muzzle climb. You aim for the chest, pretty much all 3 shots are going to hit in the chest. So it works very well, very viable in-game option here for the STAR-21 designated marksman rifle. So those are some 3-round bursts. Let's check it out on single fire. First, I have my 6-hour Virtus SBR here for close range. Obviously, with the variable zoom we have on the STAR, not great for the close quarters engagements, right? So let's see. We're on our select fire to single. I'm trying to see if we can get, here we go.
Plot twist. Let's go.
So, looked like about a 3, possibly a 4-shot kill. Okay, sneaking up on me. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, about a 4-shot kill when you're tap firing. So, let's try it. Let's keep it in single shot and see how we can do with this.
Enemy at the construction site.
See how it works. Okay. Oh boy. Here we go. There we go. Oh, that's friendly. So again, we have our Sig Sauer Virtus SBR here, in case we need it for those close quarters engagements. Let's see here. Let's try to get up on this bridge. So the IWI Tavor, we covered in a few different series already. We covered the TAR-21, the C-TAR, as well as the M-TAR that we can do in this game. This is the final one that we haven't covered yet, being the STAR-21 DMR. So the only differences are, in real life, it comes with a bipod. We don't have a bipod option in-game for some reason. There's also another real-life variant for this, being the 9mm conversion, which I hear is in the gunfight mode, but it's not in multiplayer as an attachment option for 9mm yet for some reason. So Apparently it will come. We've seen that with a couple different builds so far. Like, it's only available in gunfight and not in multiplayer yet. So some attachments we're seeing like that, so it should be added. So even this guy has a shield up. You can see these shots are super accurate. Let's see if we can get his feet or something. No. Come on. Ooh. There we go.
One down.
So again, definitely a necessity to have a backup if you're going to run this with a variable zoom. Otherwise, like I said, I'd recommend one of those hybrid sights that we covered in the beginning. But single shot, very effective weapon. Oh, is this a guy below me?
Ah, shit, man! Flash out!
Okay, so now the STAR obviously shares a bunch of similarities with the standard TAR-21. Oh, there's a guy. By the way, I haven't been holding my breath for any of these, so you can see if you're going to hold your breath, you're going to be that much more accurate, obviously.
Changing mags.
Awesome. So the rate of fire on this burst is really good. Very fast rate of fire for this. 2-round burst kill as long as you're hitting chest, upper torso area. And you can see, oh boy, ran out of ammo. So it handles really well. Now the IWI Tavor put in service in 2001 through present. Design was in 1995 through 2003. Now the similarities between the TAR-21 and the STAR-21 are very similar in looks, but some of the weight differences and stuff are slightly vary. Whoa, where's this guy coming from? Oh man, gotta love riot shields, right? Okay, jeez. So the mass on the TAR-21 being 7.21 pounds, the STAR-21 is 8.1 pounds. So about a 1 pound difference there in the weight of the weapon. The length is going to be the same as the TAR-21 at 28.3 inches or 720 millimeters. Now the barrel length is also going to be the same. We have that 18 inch of the 460 millimeter barrel with the TAR-21 and the STAR-21 DMR. Cartridge, again, obviously is also the same at 5.56 by 45 NATO. Also has the ability to fire for the TAR-21 variants the 5.56 by 30 or the 5.45 by 39. Oh. There we go. So also if you're interested in this Sig Vertus SBR, we have that video on the page as well. That's the sidearm that I'm using here for my secondary. And you can see it does handle really well as well. So that particular build is also on the channel in one of the videos we did as well. The effective range for the STAR-21 is 550 meters. Now, that's really more so the TAR-21. Being the DMR variant of this weapon, it's going to differ. It's good with the scope on there. It's going to obviously be a little bit further range of engagement, and you have that long barrel. So that kind of is. I don't have the correct stats for the STAR-21 variant. That's more so the TAR-21 AR build. Now, the feed system, 30 round Stenag mag, and sights as we covered. This STAR-21 DMR comes typically with the bipod and a sniper scope on it, or some sort of variable zoom, which is why we're using this particular one over one of those hybrid optics that we covered in the beginning. So I think if you don't want to use overkill on this, you definitely need a hybrid optic for this. You can see just with the burst and not taking advantage of the full auto capability of this weapon, being that it does have a very high rate of fire in multiplayer in the game on full auto, you're gonna want a different rifle there. Whoa, let's not run into that. There we go. Where's this guy? I'm dead. Uh-oh. Alright, that SIG SBR saved us right there.
Falcon 301 en route.
That's actually, that Sig Virtus SPR is one of my favorite secondaries. So I definitely recommend checking that out.
Enemy near good copy.
That guy, nice.
That's no radar.
Oh no. So let me know what you guys think of this weapon. Leave your comments down below in future videos you want to see. Also, the giveaway, I'll probably be starting to add that up tomorrow. So the giveaway is still open. To do that, win a $30 gift card for your console of choice. I'll be giving away 2 of those. You're going to want to check out the information down below in the description. So to enter that, all you need to do is A, be subscribed to the channel. Then you just need to comment on the STAR-21 video, the H&K G36, which is the assault rifle build, and then the LVOA-C video that we did. So those 3 videos, be subscribed to the channel, leave a comment preferably with what your platform is. Otherwise, I'll get those details from you later on. But that is the STAR-21 designated marksman rifle of the Ram 7 or the IWI Tavor build that we have in the game. As well as we have our secondary being the Sig Virtus SBR or the short barrel rifle. So that video also is on the channel if you're interested in that. Till next time, Buckner Gaming, out.